The question may arise, who am I? What are my qualifications for speaking on this subject? That's an interesting question, but in the end it's not the most important question to ask. Instead, we want to know, what does the Bible teach on this subject? We want to know whether the arguments in favor or against the position are any good. But I'll say a word about my education. I was raised in a conservative Christian home. My father was not only knowledgeable about the Bible, he was a Bible teacher. In fact, he was the chairman of the Bible department at the Moody Bible Institute. When I grew up, I went to Moody Bible Institute. I graduated from the Pastoral Studies department, but at that time everybody had to also have a double major, the other major being Bible and Theology. I took my theology from Dad. After that time, I went to Trinity Evangelical Divinity School in Deerfield, Illinois, and received an MA in Philosophy of Religion. After that, I went to McCormick Theological Seminary in Chicago, which is a United Presbyterian church. And while I was there, I took studies at DuPaul Graduate School of Theology in Ethics, and that was a Roman Catholic school. I also went to Seminary Theological Seminary, which was an Episcopalian seminary. And I took classes at Biblical Theological Seminary, which is associated with Northwestern University. It's a United Methodist school. I later received a Doctor of Divinity from a seminary in California, which I'm not going to tell you about because this is a sensitive subject and some people might be embarrassed, and I don't want to embarrass them when they were nice to me. But in the end, like I say, it doesn't matter that much. What did I do for teaching? I was a teacher. I was an associate professor of Bible and Theology at the Moody Bible Institute, followed my dad to that place, and taught there for over 10 years. My specialty at that time with them was biblical ethics. I was very concerned with teaching what the Bible has to say. As far as writing goes, I published a book in 1987 with Harper and Row called Divorce and Remarriage in the Bible, Recovering the Biblical View. And later on, that was in second edition. You can find it yourself now online through Biblical Studies Press. It can be found on Bible.org's website. I've also written numerous articles and reviews in such publications as the Journal of the Evangelical Theological Society, the Presbyterian Journal, Moody Monthly, Grace Journal, Christianity Today, Personal Christianity, and the Journal of the Evangelical Theological Society. In fact, I was the book review editor for the ETS Journal. I've lectured on this and other subjects in many different venues. So I've got a little educational background that might have helped me in working on that subject. Well, that's about it for the first of these. And let's talk later in the second one of these series is on the question of who has the burden of proof on this subject. I've generally found that in theological discussions, people don't ask that question. And so people go back and forth, you have to do it, I have to do it. And so let's talk about what burden of proof really means. And let's set some other ground rules, and that is what kind of argument do we want to avoid? We'll do that in the second video.